Hello everyone. This video I'm going to be doing a bit of jelly plate on fabric video. It can be also done on paper. There is no difference. It depends on what you want to use it for. Now, I'm in love with these type of fabrics. These are batik fabrics, and what they are fabrics that usually dyed by hand, and then a design is put onto it with wax, with hot wax. Then after that it's dyed again and then dipped into hot water, so that way the wax melts, and where the wax was, it'll leave the design that was underneath before. There's lots of easy methods you can do with this. You can even use glue, white glue, to do this effect. Naturally, the real batik fabric in Indonesia and Africa, in India, they do it all over the place, and everybody has their own way of doing it. Is like I said, done with wax and stamps as well too. Or they have this little I get shuttle. It would be a shuttle with a spoon on the end, a needle, and that holds the hot wax. And they can even, freehand do designs on it as well too, which is beautiful. I've always wanted to try it, but debating on whether to spend the money on the needle, on the wax, and so forth. You even need a little pot to keep the wax warm in as well too. But I think you can find alternatives to do that instead of buying the pot of wax, the pot to melt the wax. You can even use candle wax for this. It's not, it's not a big essential that you buy the blocks of wax and things like that. Like I said, yeah, I've always wanted to try it, but oh, and then you have to buy the fabric dyes as well too, which is another, expense. Now, the what I'm doing today will be with acrylic paints. It's not, advisable to wash, to use these on something that you have to wash repeatedly. I'm doing these to do journal covers, journal pages, so I'm not worried at all on what to, on what to use on my fabric. If I had to wash it, yeah, I'd probably using fabric paint or medium to put in the fabric paint, in the acrylic paint. And these are little charm packs that I bought, and I'm doing this quilt as you go hexagon thing, and I'm thinking, I have so many of them made, I'm thinking of doing a couple of handbags or a beautiful table runner out of these. So these are, and I pulled these out because I'm getting the examples on colors and things like that that I can use, the designs that I can use on it, and they're just beautiful. So I'm going to keep these close on hand just to get an example of the colors that I want to use and things like that. These are, oh, they're just gorgeous. They're just beautiful, even a simple. So I'm going to put these aside and get started and show you what I will be using to kind of imitate these designs. So what I do have is I do have wooden blocks. These they dip directly into wax. I don't know if they can use these for batik. I've seen them use wood blocks, but I don't know if it's advisable, these intricate, little designs, if the wax is just going to splodge all over. I've never tried it. Like I said, if I do want to try it, I will be trying it with these blocks just to see, because I think even, you can clean them up with the heat gun and let the wax just dribble over. So, but I can be using this today for what I will be doing. Other things that I pulled out to use to do this faux batik fabric are just normal stamps. So I really like this little paisley one here that's really cute. These are beautiful stamps as well too. Another thing that I've pulled out to use is laces. These will make beautiful prints on my jelly plate as well too. And then another thing that I pulled out, because I like the design so much, are my Sizzix embossing folders that I can use this side here. And there's all different little types of, you know, designs that you can use. This is a beautiful paisley one, which is used as well on batiks and things like that. You'll find, you know, all these different types of designs on batik. So I did get my kind of ideas from looking at the original batik fabrics that I have. And I wouldn't, you know, I can't really tell you much about batik fabrics. I'm just, you know, what I do know. I'm not an expert, actually. If you can tell me, if they're imitation batiks, that I don't know if a real batik fabric, the two sides of fabrics are the same or not. So I'm not really that sure. I'm not an expert on it. So what I'm going to be doing here is I got some baby wipes. I have a paper towel here by my side. When I'm picking up paint with the stamps, I'm going to be, you know, cleaning off the stamp here as I go, because you have to take the paint off. And got some baby wipes. It would be advisable if you want to have a little bucket of water too, because it's acrylic paint, and when that gets into your stamps, you know, you might want to put some, you know, a little bit of water in a container to just maybe when you're done, put your stamp in there and just leave it until you're finished doing all your work, because you know how jelly printing can be, you know, you need lots of space for it and everything. And I'm actually looking to see if I have something here offhand where I can, oh dear, no, I don't. That's okay. I wasn't prepared, but I'm just going to be doing a few anyways. So especially if you're using these, you know, it would be advisable to wipe them down right away. You know what I do have is a little spray bottle of water that I can actually fill up better and spray them as I go along. And then I have some, oops, some rags here as well too that I can use. I'm just going to pick up this water that dropped on here. Okay, I think it's time that I buy a new jelly plate. This is full, like on the other side it's got all, I guess it's because I kept it dirty, but what does happen is the paint dents into your, you know, what the crusts of paint that you left on your jelly plate is denting into my jelly plate. And if I do a print on this side, it's going to show up all these little holes. This is the cleaner side. With fabric, I really don't care. I'm not really that, how would you say it? I'm not really worried about, you know, how they're going to come out. Okay, so I'm going to start with choosing a couple of colors here. So I really like these ones. And right behind me, I have a little shelf full of paints, so I can just you know, come here and try to pick out as close as I can, and if I don't get it as close as I can, that's okay. I want to try, okay, the base with two lighter greens. I'm going to try this one here. So I'm going to try the base with these two lighter greens, and then the top, the last print will be with this dark green. Naturally, for jelly printing, you're going to need your brayer. And I'm going to fix up this cloth again. I do need. Yeah, I would, like I said, I would love to learn how to do it, but it's a big expense that I have to make if I decide to buy everything I need to make batik fabrics. I would love to, because I've seen some of the most beautiful quilts done with batik fabrics, and I'm really, really liking them, whereas I didn't like them once upon a time. So your first layer is going to be like a marble effect. So you're going to use, you can use one color, but if you use two, that's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up, get some fabric, and I will be using smaller pieces. I have some scraps here, and I don't mind using the smaller pieces, but I have to start using them up. So there's just going to be a lot of little pieces used today instead of other big pieces. Okay, see, I even have these strips here. These are fabrics that I use in quilting. Backings of the quilt, or even the bed sheets. That when I make little quilts for babies, I usually make the same sheets, so they have matching sheets. So that's one, and that's the other. See what a beautiful marbling effect it has? Okay, I'm just going to cut this piece to make it easier on me. Come on. Okay. Like I said, sorry, but I don't advise you to wash these fabrics, and if you are going to want to use them to wash, it's perfectly fine. You just have to find the right products, like I said, or fabric paint, or using a medium in your acrylic paint. And it does work because I've tried mediums. If you want to, use them to wash with. Oh, you know what I could have? I don't think this print is going to come out because I left the green underneath. But we're going to try it anyways. Okay, so I'm going to try first. What could I try first? Sorry about being indecisive, you guys. Oh, you know what? I do want to try this first. So I'm not going to do the whole thing the same. So this is... Okay. And get... So off the side here, I'm just cleaning off the folder with a paper towel just to get some of the paint, because if you don't clean it, it's not going to pick up a good amount of paint anymore. I'm just going to do this half, and this strip here I'm going to do in another way. Okay. What I'm going to do is spray water on that right away and just let it sit here until I finish printing this. I'm going to try flowers, so that way you guys can see how I'm using these laces up as well too. And just put it on there. And I'll be picking it up now. These laces make beautiful prints. Just try a little piece here just to get this right here. There we go. Okay, so when naturally you're doing this, you're going to want to make a place to put these, or else you're going to have a real big mess. And I have a cardboard tray. We get, focaccia in this, or we even get fresh pasta in these trays, or even sweets when we buy them here in Italy. So have a place to put those as well too. I do want to just wipe down this embossing folder, and now I'm going to take, you're going to want to put, the fabric where it was already printed with the green in its place again. And there we go. These would be really nice used in journals for, a bohemian style journal. Lots of color. You don't have to worry, like I said, about anything, because it's going to, be on, it's not going to be washed. Again, you can do this on paper directly and you're going to get the same effect. So there's one, and I'm not really, this is the first time I'm using an embossing folder, and I'm not really that crazy about it, huh? I'm going to show you another type now that, in my opinion, comes out better. The lace ones are nice. The lace ones come out beautiful. I've tried these already. These are gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, I'm not getting the exact same colors, but it's more or less, you know, batik style. So I'm going to set these aside and put this away for now. And I'm going to pick this up with paper. It's a good idea to try to keep your hands as clean as possible when you're working with fabric. And like I said, you can get some beautiful prints off of with paper as well too. Okay. I'm going to squirt this a bit because I do want it clean. I'm changing colors completely. Yeah, I'm sorry about the banging there, if you hear it. They're tiling, I think, a balcony upstairs, so, and I can hear it from here, and it's on the other side of the house. But yeah, they have to, you know, do their thing, so still not. I don't want any trace of the green underneath this one, but you can leave it. You know, it comes out really nice. You get, you know, those spots here and there of those colors. I find that when I'm working with fabric, though, that the fabric doesn't pick up the paint like paper does. So, okay, I'm going to use this as an example now. So I'm going to get a pretty blue, a nice purple, and maybe even two purples or two blues. No, I'm going to use these. So these are the three colors. I'm using all folk art, folk art, Americana. And I'm sorry I didn't give you the colors before. The solemn blue, blueberry, is that blueberry? And wild orchid. The greens were black forest green, margarita, and pistachio mint. So those were the first greens. So we'll start off with the blue. I hope it's bright enough, you guys. Oh dear, I think I have to just give a little clean to where I'm running out of baby wipes. So I'm using them sparingly. Well, I just have these left. Oh dear. Yep, just two left, so. Okay. So it's pretty easy. Like, it's not, you know what? I do want to just add a touch of pink. Just a touch. Here and there. Okay. And that was baby pink. Blend it in. Okay, now we'll start off with, my fabrics are all different, you guys. They're just cut-offs of what I was using in my sewing. Let's see if I have another strip here. Yes, I do. Let me see this one here if it's bigger. And I don't mind doing these strips because actually I can go over these even embroidering by machine, you know, and make them look even more boho-ish style. you can sew beads on them. Just going to set them to the side so that way I can be putting my second color. But first, I'm going to pick this up. My problem right now is because a lot of them have these beautiful light black backgrounds. I don't have white paint at the moment. I have to buy some. And when I do, I'm going to get a few. Okay, now the purple. I want more, the darker purple than the lighter purple. So they're actually just normal, you know, jelly plate prints. I'm not using, I guess if I had the stencil big enough to cover the whole thing, which I do have stencils, but I prefer using masks. Okay, what am I going to use this time? You know what? I can show you what the block will look like. And I'm going to do this with different ones too, so that way, because I do have two different fabrics. So this is the same thing. When I'm doing it on here, I wipe it off to clean it up. Or else, like I said, you're going to have too much paint on your stamp and it's not going to stamp off your fabric anymore. Because you have to see that blue underneath. And then, you know, it's always trial and error. See, you know, if that stamp works for you or whatever it is that you're using. I have, you know, several things that I'm using. I'm even using I cut up some plastic with my Big Shot. This is a leaf die, and I'm using that as well too, and it looks beautiful. So I did that flower. Now I'm going to do this one, just to get a few different fabrics and not have them all the same. Okay, another one here, another one in the corner. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this one here. Where does the blue start? And this one here. The only hard thing about this is positioning the fabric the way it was. You're probably, yeah, you see, I got it off here. But that's okay. Doesn't matter. Get this. There we go. I'm not really crazy about that. I should have used, because there's a lot of purple in that. It looks pretty, but there's a lot of purple. Okay, this one is actually nicer, this stamp here. See how it is here? Well, that's cool. And these are perfect strips, you know, to use in anything. Take this off, get another clean page. Okay. This would have been, these would have made beautiful ghost prints if I had white paint. But, there we go. Look at how pretty that is. spray this and start picking out other colors. I really like, I haven't tried it yet, I really like some of the prints are with black, just beautiful. Okay. Other colors, I have to go and get some ideas. Oh dear, a lot of them are purples, huh? Well, there's this beautiful teal, that's one. Blue and purple again. I really like that, but like I said, it's with white. Okay, we'll try one of these. This has beige on top, so the first print would have to be the dark green. And I'm going to use this green again with just a touch of the other greens. So this time I'm going from darker to lighter. And instead before I was going from lighter to darker. So this is always the Black Forest green, and I will be using the Margarita just to give it a little bit of the marble kind of effect. That away. So what I'm going to be using on top of this is the second print will be in ivory. Oh, here, I got a whole piece. I'm going to do this one whole. It's a bit stained. Yeah, it's a bit stained, but that's okay. I've noticed that, you know, when people ask you, what's your favorite color? And I don't really have a favorite color, but I do notice that I tend to, when I'm doing a project, okay, what color am I going to start with? I do tend to go towards the greens. So I do have to say that green is probably one of my favorite colors. So that's the base of it. And now I gotta wash it again because I don't want that coming up in the ivory. And I think I'm going to use the leaves so that way you guys can see what they look like. They come out beautiful with the leaves. I do actually prefer using a mask to do this technique. And I'll show you why now. Okay, I'm going to get an ivory. And I'm going to use just a touch of a salmon color. Let me see this one. Oh yeah, I could use that. Yeah, okay. Not a salmon color, actually. Okay, what I have here is a flesh tone color. And this is an oyster beige. Okay. And just a touch of this oyster beige. Now I'm looking at the print now, and I should have just stuck with the dark green. What's that? Piece of thread. Okay. So seeing that that is a whole piece, I'm just going to spread the leaves. I should make more of these. I don't have enough to cover a whole page. Then I have these beautiful little leaf stamps that are really pretty too, that I do want to try. Another one here. And you know what? I'm going to use this right here. Right there. Okay. So with these ones, what I do is actually, yeah, okay. Let me get the cloth. I want to try it this way. I was going to take them off, but I want to try it this way and see what happens. Now remember, we're putting a lighter color on top of a dark color, so you want to make sure that it's on good, so that way the darker color doesn't show through. There we go. Yeah, if it was fuller with leaves, it would have been just beautiful. But this is just for the sake of the video. And I get all antsy-pantsy when I'm doing a video, and I know. Okay, so now I'm going to take these off, and I have a little container here. And I can pick this up as a beautiful print as well too. And I'll show you the ones that I did already do, but then figuring out on how many things I could use. I'm going to be playing more with this today and making, you know, other color combinations too as well. Try those out. Okay. Which one should I use? I'll just do it on this one here. Oh, you guys, I'm binge watching right now The Block. So I've been watching The Block New Zealand, and now I've recently started watching The Block Australia. And it's a, who doesn't know, it's a program, home renovating program. Well, actually, there are 4 couples, and they're competing against each other. And they're given, you know, houses with, you know, only divided, but they have to finish everything on the inside, including gyprocking and tiling and bathrooms. And that one came out pretty, didn't it? Really pretty. So yeah, and I'm binge watching. It's so funny. It's so cool to watch, you know, a program like that, one after another, instead of waiting for a week to watch the next episode. So yeah, I like this a lot. I really like this. And I'll show you the ones that I've done. So this is the one that I did today and just now. This is another one that we did together. And they dry fairly fast. And then these are the ones that I did the other day. Now this one isn't an imitation of a batik fabric. It was just, you know, one of the last ones that I did, and I just put the chrome through it. This is another one done with laces, which came out really nice. I have to work better on the color combinations, you guys. This is another one. I hope you guys are seeing these good. I put up an extra light today. There's another one. Maybe it's better I keep them down here. There's another one. In all, I'm very happy with them. Even though some of them, you know, I would want to redo. This one, I don't know why I got all these lines in here and everything, and then the blue on top of that didn't come out nice and dark, as maybe I should be putting more paint, because I am working with fabrics as well too, and the fabric does suck up a lot of paint. It's not like paper. So it's just something I wanted to share with you guys, and you know, because I love these fabrics so much, and I'm having a hard time finding them here. What I have found here are these charm packets, which is fine for this project here, but I would love to find them by the meter, or you know, just maybe throw myself into trying to, you know, make them myself. But you know, I have to This is a beautiful one. This one was done with that big stamp that I just showed you right here. And there was a little bit of other color underneath that just came out beautiful as well too. I really like this one a lot. Green, wouldn't you know? This is another one that I did always with these ones here. And I like that one too. And I think this is the last one. Yeah. So, like I said, you can use, you can cut out your own things with, you can cut out your own shapes. You can you can try using stencils. I'm not sure that I prefer a mask that you put down and cover up the space. You can use these laces that are, that have a bit of, how would you say that? It's more risen here on here, so you have to be careful what type of laces you use as well too. You can use wood blocks if you have them. You can use normal stamps, but beware that you do have to clean them off right away. And you can use, these beautiful embossing folders as well too, which work out very well. If you're doing a whole sheet, you're going to get the lines like I did before, but if you do the way I did this one, when I tried it, I did it with 2 pieces of fabric, and you don't really notice where the lines are. So, yeah, you can try playing with that a bit. And like I said, if you're interested in seeing, what real batik fabrics are, there's lots of videos, and they even show you in these countries, how they do, their way of doing them, which is just beautiful. It is a beautiful art that I'm considering, but like I said, just considering right now. Oh, this is another one that we did today that I think came out gorgeous. The laces just come out beautiful. They just do. This is, like the closest I think is to a batik fabric in the way this one turned out. This one, not so much. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. So I'm hoping to do a journal soon with these, and then mixing them up with beads and laces and just make them look really boho style, just add to them. And they're already beautiful on their own, but, to make a journal and, oh, they would be beautiful. That would be really pretty. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, goodbye.